Joining us as we explore this moment and more, reviewing the year of highs and lows in Nigerian sports, is the publisher of ACLsports.com, Calvin Emeka Onwuka, joins us this afternoon all the way from London. Good afternoon to you and welcome to In the Game, compliment of the season.
Good afternoon, compliments of the season. Thank you for having me.
All right, it's been an interesting year, some would say, filled with highs and lows. I'd like to ask what structural administrative challenges contributed to Nigeria's mixed performances in 2024, including issues like what we had, of course, at the Paris Olympics, amongst others. But what were your highs and lows this year in Nigerian sports, and what do you think were the challenges?
I'll have to start with that victory over Australia at the basketball, the women's basketball. I was fortunate enough to have been at that match, and sincerely, the feeling I had that day inside that auditorium in Lille, I could easily have jumped over the Champs-Élysées when the gong went and Nigeria had won their first game at the Olympics. It was brilliant. The whole hall filled with Nigerians. The excitement was. The only thing I can think that has come close, that's probably more than that, was when Nigeria won the AFCON in 2013, and I was there also at the time. So yes, the women. Personally, I actually think that we've not celebrated the Tigresses enough as we should. Those women, every year, every tournament, they keep standing on business for the country. They keep showing us that when it is their time, they will deliver for the country. So that for me, that stood out. The men's football team, the Super Eagles, getting to the AFCON final, despite so many injuries that the players had, getting to that final was good. It was really good. Excuse me. That was also very good, and it's a shame that they lost to the hosts in the final, because it would just have been perfect if we were able to win our fourth AFCON. You asked something about the structural challenges. Where do we start? The structural challenges that affect sport are the same structural challenges that affect everything in the country. Everything. So because of the challenges that we have in the country as it is, sports cannot exist in isolation. So that's why if you go to a website, we do write a lot about the Paralympians, and when they tell you about the challenges they have in preparations, you would actually hail their performances more than we do, because these people are struggling against a lot of things, and they still go out to perform for the country. My hope as we go into the new year is that finally we do have a square peg in a square hole, if you like, this time in Malam Diko, who is now the chairman of the CEO of National Sports Commission, and he has Bukola Olakpade with him. So these are two men who I know personally that they should be able to find a way to ensure that some needs from all these our sports people can be met. Some structures can actually be absolutely put in place, so that because for us to have a better Olympics, the Las Vegas Olympics, that Los Angeles Olympics that is coming up in what, another 4 years, that's a little too far for us. But we can start planning for that and for the one after. But we need to put these things in place, and I'm hoping that Diko and Olakpade can do something to ensure that our athletes are better prepared going into tournaments.
All right, let me come to Jidechi now. Jidechi, Calvin has made mention of the moments in 2024, what he thinks we can do better to be able to get the results both in 2025 and ahead of the next Olympics in Los Angeles. But we've always seen that when it comes to the persons or the athletes, it's not as if we don't have the athletes and the raw materials to be able to push these athletes. But somehow it's not been easy or it's not been the case of having, athletes, administrators doing what they need to do at the right time. For instance, Favour Ofili did not compete in the 100 meters at the Olympics. This was a human-made error by the AFN and amongst others. Yet nobody has taken the fall for such kind of issues and issues that happened, of course, in 2024. How do you think we can really, really be intentional in 2024? Or how do you think these administrators or sports bodies can be intentional towards getting desired results and not just about setting up committees? At the end of the day, we are back to square one, like what we see, here every now and then.
I'll start from the root of the matter, and it's something Calvin has already said, which is having square pegs in square holes and round pegs and round holes and all of that. We have administrators for the first time that practically understand the administration of sports. These are not politicians. These are not other career practitioners that we are asked to fill in the slot of sports ministry or asked to fill in the slot of sports commission. We have people who have practically been in this industry for the most part of their careers, trying to put things in place for the betterment of sports in Nigeria. And I think it's the first step in the right direction that we are making towards the 2025 calendar year. I think it's something that is going to go a long way, because this time around we have those that really do understand what needs to be in place for athletes to perform at the highest levels. They understand that you can't just send athletes out there. You can't just have, talent. Nigeria is a pool of talents, irrespective of sports. Call it football, basketball, athletics, whatever it is, boxing. We were just talking about boxing some minutes ago. The talents are there, but many times we always make the mistakes of not putting what would make these athletes happy. You need your athletes to be at their optimum for them to perform at optimum levels. And that is one of the things that Nigeria have really struggled with in recent years, or say possibly for as long as we've been Nigerians. And it's something that I am hoping can change this time around, considering the fact we have experienced practitioners that would be taking over the helms of affairs in sports for the next couple of years.
All right, Calvin, before I let you go, we've talked about the issues, we've talked about what we think can be the solution, but there's this aspect that always gets to meet us, and then we're asking ourselves, where did it go wrong? The aspect of budget. Every year we get to see the sports ministry come out to say, this is what we want to spend in the year 2024, let's say 2025. At the end of the day, sports federations are saying we cannot send teams to tournament because we don't have the necessary finance to take them to the respective countries. And we are now back to ask what went wrong. Is it that there was no budget for this particular sports or a particular event? Now we have the National Sports Commission. How can we solve these issues of having a robust budget for the year and not being able to implement or meet the needs of sporting federations towards achieving excellence going into 2025?
Right. This is so important. I happen to be in the same space with both Diko and Olopade, and I sent a message to them once, and I said that the federal government, that's the NSC, they have access to federal facilities across the entire federation. Federal facilities. If they put these facilities, all of them, if they put them in great working condition, those facilities are able to earn them money. They're able to earn even more than is budgeted. But they have that. So the first thing is to put them facilities in the right frame, put them in a good shape where those things are able to earn money. And then from that money, you are able to fund, able to meet the budget that the federations will submit. See, I've spoken to many federation presidents, and when they lament about the stuff that go on, I feel for them. And it's surprising, it hurts me actually, that why do they have to struggle to find the funding for something that they're representing the country? I've never been able to get it. So that's something, if we can able to find, use these facilities, look at National Stadium in Lagos, look at National Stadium in Abuja, there's enough that can be done in these places. There are many things that will earn money, proper money that will help in the funding of the federations. So, like we'll be saying, I'm hoping that these two gentlemen will be able to put things right in a way that this budgeting problem would reduce and finally be a thing of the past. Because once that is sorted, our athletes will be in a good frame. They'll prepare early. They'll be ready to go and do the stuff that they need to do. but we need to sort out that income generation that they would need to run these federations.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Calvin Emeka Onwuka, for your quality time. I wish you a very prosperous year ahead, and hoping that we have more and more positives from Nigeria sports heading into 2025.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year to all of you at News Central.
Thank you very much for joining us.